Okay, so William the Conqueror, the first Norman king, he comes over, has a son, goes to the second son. That's great, but they don't have any sons, so it goes to the Empress Matilda, okay? Just a girl. But because she's a girl, nobody's really supporting her. And her cousin, Stephen, comes over, takes the crown for like 20 years. She was married to the Emperor of France, Henry V. He died, or she divorced him, one or the other. And then she married a guy named Geoffrey Plantagenet. That's where we get the name Plantagenet.
Oh, okay.
This guy was not royal. He was just a duke.
Okay.
So, but
that's high enough to have married a queen.
But that's high enough to have married a queen. So the first.
So when he died, she became queen?
No. This guy was the Emperor of France. She was an empress in her own right.
Oh, okay.
Because she was.
So
married
she didn't
to
have
an
nothing when he died. She had an inheritance, but not a huge title.
She had the title of the English crown, but it was usurped by her cousin.
Gotcha.
But then when he died, they fought for 20 years, and he didn't have any sons. So they made a treaty, said, okay, you can be king until you die, but then our son, Henry II, that's the first Plantagenet king. Okay. Henry II is the first Plantagenet king.
And Plantagenet comes from the flower.
Plantagenet.
They were on themselves, yeah.
So then we go down a couple generations. We've got the House of Plantagenet. There's Edward III. And I mean, we could talk about all these people. It gets really
go down
crazy.
that page real quick. I need you to cuss a little bit more, though.
Okay.
Here, hold it where you're holding it.
Okay, I am. Hold on. I'm going to go back.
God damn it, Lord.
So I want to find Henry. Okay, there he is. Edward I. Okay, so that's Edward Longshanks. That's the king that's
what
in.
What year is it?
That's 1239.
Okay.
So this is the king that Braveheart is fighting in the movie Braveheart.
Gotcha.
That's Edward I of Longshanks. Okay. Remember his little bitch son who was gay in the movie?
In the movie.
Yeah, in the movie.
Yeah.
Well, Gaveston, they were probably gay in real life too.
Gotcha.
And he was a horrible, horrible king.
Well, his wife kind of looks like a dude, if you notice.
His wife was Isabella of France. She took her son.
He was like, put your hair up, look like a dude as much as possible.
Well, she took her son over to France and ran away from him and got a whole bunch of support and came over and deposed him and killed him and put her son on the throne.
No shit.
Yep.
And that's Edward III.
And that's Edward III. His mother killed his father and put him on the throne.
Gotcha.
And then we begin the War of the Roses.
Gotcha.
So there it is.
And the John of Gaunt's before these people.
No, John of Gaunt's right there. John of Gaunt
because I knew he was connected to Edward II.
He's right there.
Edward III, then he's the son of Edward III.
Yeah, he's the third son of Edward III.
Yeah, and Richard II was a bitch. Let me Let me see how much of it I can do.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, so he was the bitch, and then he ran it for a while, and then the daughter was the second.
Yeah.
So then it went to the third, which was John of Gaunt. Everyone kept coming to John of Gaunt and saying, "Yo, Richard II's being a little bitch. We need to go put you there instead of him." And he came and tried to warn him, and he didn't listen. He acted like he was gonna listen, then he didn't listen. So then they did come. So they did come kill him, but they didn't put John of Gaunt on there because he had already died.
He had already died, so it went to his son Henry.
And he wasn't in
Bolingbroke.
exile, but he sent him somewhere to do something, right?
Yeah. He sent him over to Castile because he was married to the Queen of Castile, so he went there to press his claim.
Gotcha.
But then his son, Henry Bolingbroke, went over and killed his little bitch cousin for being a bitch and named himself Henry IV. And his son
so
was
he
Henry
was
V.
king.
Yeah, he made himself king. He
named himself Edward IV?
Henry IV.
Henry IV, okay.
Whose son was Henry V.
And that's the Tudor line, not the other.
No,
Henry
the Tudor line, because remember, all these are Plantagenets. They're all Plantagenets. The Tudor name comes in way over here.
I didn't mean Tudor. I mean there was another Henry III or IV you showed. That's not the same one.
Yeah. So
that was because France was naming their kids Henry or whatever.
So where the Tudor name comes from, Henry V, okay, who is the son of Henry IV.
He's
Henry
the badass.
He's the badass. He's the hero of Agincourt. He defeated France so many times and got a whole bunch of land during the 100 Years' War. So he was married to Catherine of Valois. But when Henry V died, that lady married a man named Owen Tudor, whose son was Edmund Tudor, who married Margaret Beaufort and was the
who
father.
were the two at that time? Were they just lords? They had to have been something pretty high.
Yeah, they were lords.
Because she couldn't just go marry a commoner.
Yeah, but they were not the bloodline. But she is actually royal due to the fact
she ends up marrying Owen's son Edmund.
Yes,
she ends up marrying him.
Yeah.
And then he died young, right?
And then he died before she even gave birth to this guy, Henry VII.
Yeah, and she gave birth when she was 12 years old.
12 years old.
And then Henry VII comes back and takes it from
Henry the. And see how they have multiple dates because they were king
well,
multiple times.
He took it from Richard the Third, Henry the
yes,
Sixth, or
yes.
that's the seventh. Yeah, the seventh took it from Edward.
Yeah, the seventh.
That's what's weird
Richard.
is it makes that huge jump from side to side.
Yeah.
Because after Edward the Fourth, it was actually after Edward the Fourth, it was Edward the Fifth for like a little bit technically.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah,
and these are the princes in the tower right here.
Yeah, so he was, and then he got killed, and then it went to Richard III, and then the
Henry
Tudors came and fucked him up.
And took it.
Yeah, and then his son is the one that had 6 wives, Henry VIII.
Boom, and there they all are with all the wives.
Look at all those wives on there. How does the saying go?
Divorce, beheaded, died. Divorce, beheaded, survived.
Yeah, divorce, beheaded,
died.
Oh, why is he in the middle though? Did he make himself a wife?
No, it's just showing the line.
Oh, it goes
and
next
all his,
to yeah. Look at all those chicks he was hooking up with. He's just like, I don't like you no more, peace out. And then Bloody Mary right there, his son, or his daughter. But before her, it was who for a second?
It was Edward the Sixth.
Edward the Sixth, then he died
very young. Yeah. And then it went to Mary, and then Elizabeth.
She killed a bunch of Protestants. That's why she's Bloody Mary.
And she had no heir, so it goes back up.
She became the Virgin Queen. It was like, I'm not hooking up with no one. I'm married to England.
So then the line goes through Mary, Queen of Scots.
Yeah. So where does the Stuarts come in?
Okay, so the Stuarts.
And what is their line of succession?
Okay, so their line.